From UFOs to psychic powers and government conspiracies, history is riddled with unexplained events. You can turn back now, or learn the stuff they don't want you to know. And we come to it. This is my favorite part. This is the weirdest, most out there part. This involves two Italian researchers, Piero Brovetto and Vera Maxia. They sought to explain the origin of poltergeist phenomena through the lens of what they would describe as a quantum mechanical vacuum. Let us pause and participate in the silent groans that every physicist in the audience just expelled. Here's the deal.
We teased this at the top, by the way.
Right. And this is, this is an argument familiar to people who perhaps delved into speculative science for characters like Carrie in the Stephen King novel and later film. These researchers argue that children during puberty undergo tremendous physiological changes, various parts of their bodies, including, of course, the brain. That's not controversial. That's something we can all agree on. Most of us listening to the show today have probably experienced puberty firsthand. If you have not, you're in for a wild ride.
Congratulations and sorry.
Yes, make the most of it.
Super fun.
So here's where these researchers' ideas take a sharp turn into fringe science. Brovetto and Maxia did not stop there. They argue that changes in the adolescent brain, particularly that of biological females, somehow involve fluctuations in electron activity, long story short, that can somehow create disturbances up to, quote, a few meters around the outside of the brain. And these disturbances, they say, would be similar in character to the quantum mechanical fluctuations that physicists believe occur in the vacuum, in which virtual particle and antiparticle pairs pop up for just a fleeting moment before they annihilate each other and disappear again.
And then it starts over, right? Something strange happens with those virtual and antiparticles. Mm-hmm. And they go on to say that within the pubescent brain, the extra fluctuations that are triggered because of that, what the brain is going through, they believe that the number of virtual particles surrounding the person is increased. Which again, I'm still wrapping my head around just the concept of virtual particles, but it's all good. Mm-hmm. The concept here is that increasing the number of virtual particles around a person, in theory, according to these guys, would also increase the air pressure surrounding them. And the thought is maybe the way the air pressure then is altered could make a physical object, a paper or something with very little mass would be much easier to manipulate than maybe a telephone or something like that. But they're saying they could move an object potentially by changing this air pressure with their virtual particle pubescent brains.
And yeah, that if that is, you believe them, right?
Yeah.
Because think about the tremendous change in air pressure that would be needed to your point, Matt, move very heavy objects. Piece of paper, maybe, yeah, why not?
Slam a door.
Yeah, an Oxford English dictionary. Right? 3 very different objects in space. So as we previously established in earlier episodes, everything we know about the brain right now seems to indicate that this would be at the very least an implausible series of events. This paper was published, by the way, in the journal Neuroquantology. One note that I find hilarious, Brian Josephson, a Nobel laureate physicist who is on the editorial board of Neuroquantology, was contacted for his input about the paper. And while he was trying to be nice, he said, "It sounds distinctly flaky to me." At which point, reading this, I rolled my eyes and thought, editors. But, despite being a little tight on time here, this is all to prove that there is research happening in this field.